This is Gene Key, Skyserve, Texas News.
From the Texas News Brief, authorities have identified a man Fort Worth SWAT officers killed during a drug raid in that city. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram reported Saturday that the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office said 60-year-old Jose Arroyo Rosales Sr. died from multiple gunshot wounds about 1:40 a.m. Thursday. Fort Worth SWAT officials say tactical officers were serving a search warrant for drugs at the home. A closed door to a room caught their attention. Officers said when they entered, they saw the man pointing a weapon at them. At least two officers simultaneously fired at Arroyo Rosales, striking him multiple times. A 65-year-old Houston area man has been sentenced to 2 years in federal pen and has been ordered to pay more than $3 million in restitution for participating in a commercial loan scheme that cost several Houston area banks more than $4 million. Gregory Robertson of Missouri City had pleaded guilty last June. Friday, prosecutors say Robertson assisted the scheme ringleader, 44-year-old Andre Channer of Houston, by preparing false income tax forms and other documents to help Channer obtain millions in commercial loans from 2004 to 2012. Channer lived off the loan proceeds made to fake companies and ultimately defaulted on the loans. Channer earlier was sentenced to 4 years in prison and was ordered to pay $4.5 million in restitution. Continuing the battle between Texas Republicans and Texas minority groups, the state pushed its fight over voting districts to the Supremes. The U.S. Supreme Court on Friday agreed to hear a case over whether Texas congressional and House district boundaries discriminate against minorities. If the High Court had declined to take the case, Texas would have been forced to redraw the maps to address several voting rights violations. The Supreme Court's decision to weigh the state's appeal will further delay any redrawing efforts, even after almost 7 years of litigation. It's unclear when the court will schedule oral arguments in the case, which is formally known as Abbott versus Perez. In a ruling against the maps last year, a 3-judge panel in San Antonio sided with the voting and minority rights groups who accused Republican lawmakers of discriminating against voters of color who tend to vote for Democrats in drawing the maps. The state has denied targeting voters by race and admitted instead to practicing partisan gerrymandering by overly favoring Republicans in drawing the districts.
This is Gene Key reminding you to visit us on YouTube, Facebook, or Tumblr at Skyserve News Service.